Here's a short story from Team Motivation Supreme. There's an old riddle that says 5 frogs are sitting on a lily pad. One decides to jump off. How many are left? If your answer is 4, thank your math teacher for your excellent math skills. Unfortunately, this is not a test of your math abilities. It's a life problem. The correct answer is 5. Yes, all 5 are still sitting on the lily pad. The one frog only decided to jump, but hasn't. Life is not a spectator sport. It's indeed a contact sport, and there are no practice sessions, and you've been in the game from day one. As cliché as it seems, the journey starts with a single step, not by thinking about taking that step. Be the frog who not only decides to jump off the lily pad, but actually jumps. You will never be criticized by someone who is doing more than you. You will only be criticized by someone doing less. If you face opposition and people are trying to tear you down, it's because you are doing something significant. It's because you are worthy of attention. When people try to attack you for no apparent reason, it's because they want to feel important. It gives them some strange sense of satisfaction, and the greater your importance or the significance of the work that you are doing is, the more satisfaction your slanderers get from tearing you down. So don't let attacks on your character or your motives bring you down. Let them give you strength, because the opposition exists because you are taking on a great mission. No one would bother to attempt bringing you down if you were doing nothing important. The only way you can stay enemy-free is by doing nothing. It's the same with unjust criticism. Understand that it's impossible to please everyone. As you attempt to appease one person, you'll be offending many other people. You can't stop them from criticizing you unfairly. Their actions are out of your control. But you can choose whether or not to let their snide remarks and insults get to you. This doesn't mean that you should disregard all forms of criticism that you receive. Just ignore the unfair and unjust criticism. Take in constructive criticism, but throw away destructive criticism. And always tell yourself that what people say about you does not matter, as long as you believe in your heart that what you're doing is right. Be open-minded. Learning is something that is never ending. To think that you know everything about anything is foolish. Scientists at the top of their respective fields are always constantly looking for new knowledge and new discoveries that can help mankind. So if the greatest minds are willing to admit that there are things that they don't know, then why shouldn't you? The thing about knowledge is that it can be found anywhere, even in the places and in the people that you would least expect to find it in. A child could make you realize something profound about life and humanity from a statement or a question that he'll probably forget. Your security guard could leave you speechless with a piece of information that you never knew. The people around you have been put in your life so that you can learn from them, and they can learn from you.
Don't underestimate the value of humility. A man that sits on his high horse can be knocked down, but a man that is already on the ground can only be lifted up. What is one common trait among the greatest men on earth? It is humility. Think of Martin Luther King Jr. Think of Gandhi. Think of Nelson Mandela. They were men that were described as humble. In armies, the generals that command the greatest respect from their troops are those that would not send their men where they themselves would not be willing to go. Great people show their greatness in how they treat little people. The people that you have around you are an integral part of your success or failure in life. Whether you believe it or not, your friends will always influence your thoughts and your actions. The human mind is very impressionable. No matter how strong-willed and resilient you are, you will eventually pick up bad habits if you surround yourself with the wrong people. It's like water dripping slowly onto a rock. For a long time, it will look like nothing is happening, but eventually, that water will break the rock. If your friends are pessimistic, you will become pessimistic. If your friends are hard workers, you will be pushed to become a hard worker. If your friends are making progress in their lives, you will be pressured into taking control of your life because you don't want to be left behind. It is so important for you to choose your friends wisely. Don't befriend someone just because they're fun to be around. If that person is not adding real value to your life, then they probably shouldn't be your friend.
This doesn't mean that you shouldn't have fun. It just means that your real and true friends should be people that add more than just fun to your life. They should be people that you can learn good habits and attitudes from. They should be people that will encourage you and push you to achieve your dreams. They should be people that are constantly working to achieve their goals and dreams. Lions dwell with lions, not with hyenas. Who do you look up to? Who inspires you? Who are the people that have been successful in your field? Who has done something similar to what you are trying to do? The people that fit those descriptions are people that you should study. Find out how they did what they did. Learn what worked for them and learn what didn't work for them. Learn from their experiences, from their successes, from their failures. Don't try to imitate them because you'll never be able to, but use everything that you are able to learn from them to blaze your own trail and become successful. Those that came before us made mistakes. The mistakes they did so that we don't have to repeat them. Experience is the best teacher, but you don't always have to learn from your own experiences. You can learn from those of others. Look at the lives of your parents or any person that you respect. They've all made mistakes, but you shouldn't judge them for the errors in their ways. Just make sure that you don't make the same mistakes as you grow. There's a reason that wisdom is related with age. It's because the older you are, the more experiences you have, and the more knowledge you gain from those experiences. Our parents and uncles and aunts and grandparents are here for us to use as textbooks. They don't have to be the most successful people in the world, but they have seen far more than we have. Take the time to talk about their lives. You never know how what you hear from them can help you.
What do you think your best attribute is? Is it your height? Your intelligence? Your physical strength? Your best attribute is none of those things, but at the same time, it's all of those things. It's that you are you. It's that you are unique, one of a kind. No one like you has ever existed before. When you understand and appreciate this, you won't feel pressured to conform to what the world wants you to be. You won't do things because someone that claims to be smarter than you says you should. You'll give yourself the freedom to live the life that you were created to live. So often we get caught up in doing things the way everyone else has been doing things, and we forget that we don't have to. If you follow your heart, you will live the most fulfilling life that you could ever live. Don't try to fit in. In the words of Saul LeWitt to Eva Hess, don't worry about cool, make your own uncool. Don't bother with fitting the world's definition of cool. Be the opposite of cool if that's what you're meant to be. Don't worry about what other people are doing, just do what you love. Do what you want to do. If anyone has a problem with it, that's their problem. Your happiness should not be dependent on people accepting you for what you are not. You should be accepted for who you are. And if anyone tells you otherwise, laugh, do your thing, and create the life that you want to live.